Konnichiwa. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kritinee, Kate. You can call me Kate. Pontanala was my last name, and Permsup is my recently last name because I just got married. Well, whatever. I've been teaching in Chulalongkorn Business School for 10 years, and I just resigned this January to be like independent instructor. But my research is about century-old companies, how one company can stay for long, sustainability. So without further ado, let's start this theme, the secrets of long-living companies. First of all, before you start our session, I would love you to see this graphic before. This is the survival rate of companies within 5 years. From this graph, we learned that actually from the companies from any country, US, UK, France, Germany, 50% or half of them disappeared within 5 years. That is a scary part of the business survival rate. And I know that for everyone today that you join this session, because you want your company to stay longer, to be sustainable, and you need to adapt yourself to do digital transformation or sustainability transformation. And here we are. But if we take a look here at this graph portrays the company that can live for more than 100 years and 200 years. And you can see that the very outstanding number is the companies from Japan. I lived in Japan for 10 years, but I'm not going to give you a lecture about Japan because I live in Japan. But this is a number show that Japan has the highest number of old, century-old companies in the world. Furthermore, take a look at these top 10 oldest companies. Number 1 to number 5 belongs to, again, Japanese companies. Why Japan has a lot of companies that can live for so long? And of course, my sponsor today is Fujitsu, and they are Japanese companies as well. So let's learn their secrets. How one company can stay for that long. And today I aim for 100-year-old company. Okay, let's start. My session will be separated into 3 sessions. First of all, why sustainability? Why it is important? The second is how we can collaborate, how we can put sustainability in business strategy. And part 3, we will learn how we can make money, from sustainable strategy. The first case is small business. It's called Yakisawa Shoten. It is a Japanese soy sauce manufacturer, the shoyu soy sauce manufacturer. It was established in 1807, 200 years old company. This company located in the northeastern part of Japan, in Iwate Prefecture. And one day, things turned to be different. In 11 March 2011, it's a big day for them. What happened? The tsunami hit the Tohoku area in Japan, and it wiped everything that the company had been building for 200 years. This is what the factory looked like after the tsunami hit. It was such a disaster, a mess. And for soy sauce brewer, the most important thing is not a soybeans, it's not a machine, but it is this wooden barrel. It contained the flavor of 200 years because there are some fungus, the microorganism, like a bacteria inside, and this created a very unique flavor of soy sauce. And they have 20 barrels, all of them were gone, flooded with the water. This is the Kono father and son, the 8th generation. At first, the father went to Tokyo for a business trip, and when he came back to the factory 3 days after, he was so shocked of what happened. And he said, "Son, I think it's time for us to end this business." He was quite desperate. Everything he built was gone with the water. What should he do? But his son said, "Dad, if we stop our business right now, how about our employees? They are the victims of this disaster too. Who will help them? Who will give them money? They will lose their job. Come on, let's do this business." And the funny thing is, when the father heard this, he said, "Okay, son, let's do, but you become the new CEO." And this is the 9th generation CEO of Yakisawa Shoten. And he became CEO during the big disaster. So what did he do? At that time, the factory cannot manufacture soy sauce anymore. So he went to negotiate with his competitor in other city. Both of them were very good rivals because they believe in making soy sauce from natural method. So he asked his competitor, we're in trouble, but we don't want to use MFCG, chemical ingredients. We want to preserve the natural method of doing this. I know you are my competitor, but can you help me? And the competitor, surprisingly, they said, yeah, we fight with one another, but I respect your ways of doing business. So they agreed to help. So in this way, they can start producing the products within 2 months after a disaster. But to make it fair for the customer, Yakisawa Shoten announced to their customers that, thank you for supporting us, but the flavor will be slightly changed because we didn't have the fungus that we have the unique flavor. But the customers say, I understand, I want to support you, we love your brand. And they do not just help their own business, they also organize the new organization that help other SMEs to survive during the tsunami as well. So it's like a group that they share the know-how, how to loan the money from the bank, etc. But the very first mission that the 9th generation CEO decided to do is, he decided to give the money, the salary to the employees. Remember, the tsunami hit the factory in the 11th March. But on the 1st of April, within less than 3 weeks, they pay cash to the employees, and they call everyone together. Okay, this is the first meeting for our organization after tsunami. Well, I have something to announce. And the employees were very, very feared because they know that, okay, they may close the factory, or they may not retain the business, what should we do? But the CEO announced that, okay, I'm going to give you salary in cash, and let's make this business go further. Let's grow together. And the employee was so shocked and cried a lot. Luckily, on that day, there was the media, the television media, that broadcast this scene that they're trying to give the money to the employee, take care of them, to all over the country. What happened? The head of research institute saw this news, and he remembered that 5 years ago, he asked Yakisawa Shoten to send them the fermented rice mash, which is the ingredient of soy sauce, because they want to do research about cancer. So they remembered, oh, Yakisawa Shoten is in trouble, but we have their mash, we have their fungus, we have their microorganism. Let's send it back to them. So eventually they got these incredible ingredients and can retain their old flavor that they try to preserve for 200 years old. And they call this the miracle soy sauce, that, oh my God, we can get our flavor back and continue to produce the same flavor as before. So the quick question here is, how does Yakisawa Shoten survive during the big disaster, and how they can still run the business even until now? I would love to draw the circle. 5 years ago, they sent the mash to the research institution. They were hit by crisis, disaster, but they really care for the employees. So they help them, give them money. And this was broadcasted by the media, by the television. And again, the head of the research institution heard them. So they send them back, and they also work with competitors, which turns to be their collaborators later, and preserve the good flavor for the consumers. I call this a cycle of kindness. So for 200 or century-old companies, they do not live, sustain, because they just do the business right. But they do business with good heart, with a kind heart, and they even support other SMEs. So 5 years ago, they helped somebody, then they were returned in the next 5 years. So we don't know the good things that we do today, it will return to us somewhere else in the near future. And that's the reason why we should do sustainability transformation. Okay, something may return to us someday in some way. And this is what it was left after the water disappeared and they found it on the factory, on the floor. They found this piece of paper and they redecorated again because this is what Yakizawa Shoten want to preserve as long as that company exists. It is called Rinen, or business philosophy. Yakizawa Shoten believed that with the spirit of gratitude through food, they try to create a society where people can live healthily in harmony with the local nature. That's why they believe in using the natural ingredients with naturally brewed. Second, with the spirit of Japan, we learn together and strive for sincere and compassionate food. Third one, we will evolve and pass down the culture of shoyu brewing, connecting the circle of food to the future. They do not simply view themselves as soy sauce manufacturer, but they know that they try to retain the Japanese wisdom, the local nature, to the next coming generations. That is how they're doing business, with kindness. And that is the first story of Yakizawa Shoten. They do something good to others, and they get something back in return. That is actually the meaning of sustainability in my way. In Japan, there are a lot of researchers try to ask century-old company CEO, why your company lived for so long? Why? And we conduct research, we try to do. And there are one keyword that all of them said in common. They say we believe in Sampo Yoshi. Sampo means 3 directions. Yoshi means good. So you must do something good to 3 people. First, good for seller, good for yourself, good for the business. Second, good for consumer, good for buyers. Develop good quality of car, juice, drinks to other people. The third part is good for society. Even though the society is not our direct consumers, but if we do something good to them, plant the tree, preserve the nature, and we can run the business as well. The Doicom CEO already mentioned that the climate change affects in his agricultural crops, the lychee. So it influences his business in some indirect ways. That's why we need to be good to all of these 3 stakeholders. But come on, we are doing business. How can we be good to other people and still maintain our business? So let me introduce you to the second case. The second company is quite well-known company, and I think that some of you may already have these products in your house. It's called Tanita. Do you know that? It's a scale company. Tanita was established in 1923, 101-year-old company. 1,200 employees, pretty large company and global company. But the beginning, they started from manufacturing cigarette cases, nothing about health at all, even destroy people's health, But in 1959, they eventually got a license for manufacturing scaling, and afterwards, they keep developing scale. It could be pediatric scales, the weight of the baby, skin fat scale, alcohol checker, sleep monitor, blood pressure monitor. In the kitchen, maybe your wife may have this Tanita timer, temperature sensors, calorie meter, salt checker. They do everything to measure. And they've been running the business for so long until one day the young CEO realized that, oh my God, we are doing something to measure people's health, but my employees are so fat. They got the problem of obesity. And he said that, we must do something good for our employees as well. Don't let them work too hard. So he developed a new canteen where they serve very healthy food. All of them are very delicious, but the calorie is lower than 500 kilograms. They're the scale, so they know how to measure it and make a good food. And something surprised them. One day, the NHK, the large media TV company in Japan, broadcast about the canteen of Tanita, and people were so excited. How can we have this steak with less than 500 calories? It's so good. Tanita, please share us. So a lot of Japanese women are so excited about this. And Tanita tried to serve them, tried to satisfy them. They published the recipe books, 2 editions so far, and they got 5 million copies sold already. So it became a great hit. And everyone talked about Tanita food, less cooking. You know, like 10 years ago, it became a great hit in Japan. At that time, the CEO realized that our company can do something beyond that. We don't just monitor people's health, we can do something more. And this became the new purpose, the new mission. We want to promote healthy habits for happiness. This is why Tanita should exist. We want to help people to be happy and healthy. So this is the way that they started to change the way they do the business. They opened the restaurant called Tanita Canteen, Tanita Shokudo in Japanese, and Tanita Cafe in office buildings like Marunouchi. And you know, think about it. If you were the scale manufacturer, would you think of opening the restaurants? Come on, it's totally different business. But if you start from doing something for purpose, they start this. Tanita Canteen and Cafe serve healthy food like what they serve in the company in canteen before. But they did not stop only serving people's food. You know, after having lunch or dinner, you can see your body composition, your BMI, whether you're fat or normal. And the often you visit this restaurant, the more you can track, plot the graph to know about your health condition. But if you're quite worried, of course, they have a nutritionist who will give you advice, what kind of food you should eat, how you should exercise. They measure everything by the power of Tanita products. Okay? After seeing the success of the restaurant, at the same time, they start Tanita Health Program. At first, they start with their employees. This is the application, the online solution where they track people's health data, I would say, monitor it, analyze it, and give them recommendation. And after they are quite confident with their solution, they commercialize it to other companies and to the local government. So what is the system of Tanita? It looked like this. Okay, remember this, and I will explain the system. There are 4 steps that they try to explain. The first, measure. Blood pressure, body composition, steps, the fat, BMI, calorie. This is what normal scale manufacturer will do. Yeah, you can measure it. But Tanita went further. They go to the second step, analyze. You just don't want to know how many kilograms, how is my weight. I want to know more. I want to know the graph. What is the change in my life or not? Am I successfully in losing my weight or not? So they plot the graph and analyze the data for you. Well, this is okay. Normal company do like this. Tanita went a little bit further. They go to the third step. They make people realize, after you realize that, oh, I gained weight, I'm going to go to Hokkaido tomorrow, and I was so nervous because I'm definitely gained weight for sure. So they help us providing the healthy recipes and health tips. Do you think the body composition scale manufacturer should do this? But Tanita wants to help people to live healthily, so they provide this information. And number 4, they know that we will get bored of diet. So they try to make it fun, give people incentives, health points, walk rallies. If one company buys this solution, you can organize a walk rally in your company. Compete it, make it fun. And you can track by, of course, Tanita system solution or digital badge. And some local municipalities, some local governments in Japan adopt this Tanita solution and to help their citizens to be healthier. The more people healthy, less time they will spend at hospital, and that will save a lot of tax for the local government as well. So this is how Tanita can encourage people to be healthy and earn money at the same time. This is what they link with the SDG. Okay, but they still do something sustainability. They take care of their employees. They reach number 3, 5, 8 to SDG goals. They create a society where people live healthily. The local government that buy their solution, of course, they beat goal 3, 4, and 11. And they create a new partner with industry, government, medical institutions. And right now, what Tanita is doing is they are trying to measure and prevent Alzheimer's disease, which is a very severe disease in this era. Again, the circle of kindness. They take good care of employees. Their canteen become very popular. So they take care of consumers, citizens, and work with local government to help people to measure better and know about their health condition and try to protect their health. That is the way they're doing business with sustainability. So healthy habits for happiness, and they really insist in doing this business. Like Kun Krish from Toyota mentioned in the panel discussion, Japanese companies are very serious about doing the business with purpose. And all the strategies come back to this long-term goal. Now, the last case that I would like to introduce to you come from the different, industry. You may claim that, Ajahn Kate, health industry, it's so good to do sustainability. But I am in oil and gas industry. I'm in automobile industry. How can I do sustainability transformation, right? So let's listen to this case. Yamato Holdings. Are you familiar with this company? In Japan, we call Kuroneko. In Thai, we call Meodam. It's a delivery service company, delivery transportation. They start from just one truck. But now they are the largest door-to-door delivery service in Japan. So this is the business mission or the purpose. Yamato wants to enrich the society by creating a social infrastructure, creating more convenient services for evolving lifestyle. Highlight this one, evolving lifestyles and industry. So great century-old company evolve themselves a lot, and they try to adapt themselves to the changing environment with some methods. In 1990s, where Japanese people are crazy about going to ski in Niseko, in Hokkaido, Yamato Holdings is the first company that offers ski and snowboard equipment transportation. In 2000s, when people start traveling a lot, domestic and international, they offer the luggage delivery to the airport or to the hotel. Very convenient to other people. And right now, after COVID, people work from home more, and there are some new needs that Yamato found. For example, we are in the meeting right now, and the very frustrated moment is when I'm doing something, have a meeting, and there's a ping pong, the bell rings. And delivery man said, hello, and they tried to call me. And I did not pick up the phone at the beginning. And they tried to call me around 10 times. And I did say, okay, please leave the parcel in front of my door. And that is very, very frustrating. Another case is some mothers who have a young baby. It is so difficult to make the baby go to sleep. And one day, the doorbell rings. And the baby cried again. And the mother, can we ask and communicate with the transportation company to put the parcel in anywhere that they want? And this became the contactless delivery, where you can select where do you want the delivery man to put your package. It could be in the garage, in front of the door, or somewhere else, under the tree plant, pottery, anywhere. And without communicating. So the delivery man did not waste time in calling the customers. Hello, we arrived, if the customer select this option. And they can track and they can keep the data with this. Now, how are they going to utilize this? For B2B, Yamato Holdings offer the consultation service that they help visualize and revise a logistic plan to save CO2 emission. And because they have such a wonderful online solution, they have the route planning, they know each house, the location, so they can plan a routing that saves CO2 emission, and they use EV car. So in this way, if you become the client of Yamato, they will give you the best optimum logistic route and with CO2 emission information. If you work in sustainable department, you will know that they need data, the route, the CO2 emission, and you don't waste time in doing this because Yamato will help providing you all the data from what they have. And of course, they sell this solution. The very recent service that Yamato started, I think is very cute, is called Hello Right visiting plan. Hello Light. In Japanese, they call Mimamori Service. So what is it? Let's take around 30 seconds in watching this clip.
母さん、これ見てよ。
ハローライト
24時間電気のオン・オフの動きがないとメールで知らせてくれる電球なんだ。
心配しすぎよ。
You just
電
put
球
the
変えるだ
lamp
けだし、これだけつけてみてよ。
in the house if your mother or father live alone. So when they turn on and turn off the light, you will know that your mom is still doing good. But if they didn't turn on the light for so long, the Yamato staff will visit your parents' house and ask whether they are all right or not. Do you got the idea? So, oh, you're Japanese, but you don't know the system? Okay. Yeah, and the service is very simple. You know, they just put the new lamp. And if you live far away from your parents and you work a lot, you don't have time to visit them so often, but you're so worried whether they're all right, they fell down or not. So they link with the cloud and they notify if there's some, some problem, like your mother did not switch on the lamp for 24 hours, so you'll start to worry. They will notify this to the staff and to yourself, and you can tell Yamato staff to knock the door and check whether your parents are all right or not. So this is the new solution that they try to adapt with the aging society, but they still use their core competitive advantage, their resource, their staff, their network. And this is how Yamato grow in the way that they support the infrastructure of society and make it still sustainability. So to summarize, today I introduced 3 century-old companies: the soy sauce manufacturer, the scale manufacturer, Tanita, and the transportation company, Yamato Holding. All of them did sustainability transformation successfully and contribute something to the consumers or to the society. If I have a parents who live far away, I would appreciate the existence of Yamato Holdings. If I want to lose my weight and track my BMI, I would appreciate Tanita solution that I can track and gain healthy recipe information and take care of my health better. If I am a housewife who loves cooking, I would totally appreciate Yakisowa Shoten soy sauce because it was made by very good quality ingredients and safe for my kids. So all of these companies can maintain their business for so long because what? Because they do something to other people in a good way. My key takeaways from this talk is sustainability is not a duty. It's not what your CEO asks you to do. Hey, let's do this. It's what we must do. But it's a cycle of kindness. If you do something to other people, they appreciate you, you feel good right away. And it will return to us in the long term. Like Tanita did the canteen for employees, or like Yamato take care of them, of their customers when they work from home, so they have the data to do the logistic map to sell this solution to business companies. So how could we start? How should we start? Stick with the company's mission, organization, purpose. Fujitsu have a very good structure to help you to go through this in the afternoon session, but I want to emphasize that let's recheck your company mission again. What are you aim for? What do you exist for? And start from that. Are there any way that we can help current people, either aging society or business transformation better? Start from organization's purpose and utilize that competitive advantage or the company resources. Tanita used that. Yamato did that as well. And your mission is to spread kindness as much as possible. It sounds very beautiful, but I think that is the beauty of doing business with good heart, and that will lead to the business sustainability. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope there will be somewhere work for you. Thank you.